Does your audio suck? Do you want a cheap and effective way to capture audio? And you don't want to have one of these things on you at all times? Let's talk about it.
Oh my God, I'm just playing with them now, yeah. Oh my God, what she saying, say it loud.
Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little bit of time since I posted a video, but I have a good reason. It was winter time and I really didn't have any time to do anything. Real life happens, you get busy, it's cold outside, I don't feel like being out there, but we're back and I got the itch, so let's make a video. Today, we're talking about the Rode VideoMic Go 2, this guy right here. Most of the time when I'm out filming videos, I'm mic'd up with a little lavalier mic or a wireless mic like this, generally made by DJI, because I shoot mainly on DJI cameras. This, Pocket 3. I have the Nano, I have the Action 5. We got them all. We didn't get the 6 though, because I didn't see too many upgrades that, justified it. But anyway, that's not this video. For the longest time now, I have used Rode mics for onboard camera microphones that, you're out, you want to record stuff, you don't want to use camera audio, because most of the time on mirrorless cameras or the point and shoots, their audio is trash. They're not as bad on the point and shoots, like the Canon PowerShot V1, that one's actually pretty solid, but I still would recommend having a secondary audio source or a main primary new one that's not on the camera. And for the longest time, I've been using this one, the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus, I believe. I've had this thing for years. Probably 7 years I've been using this microphone. It's a solid microphone, but the only drawback is you gotta charge it. I was watching a Peter McKinnon video the other day, and one of his homie friends was like, dude, this is the best mic. I've been using it forever. It's been around for a while. You don't gotta charge it, and it sounds great. So I was like, all right, I'm sold. This is what she looks like. You got your little shotgun style microphone. And this is the Helix version or whatever. I think they did something with the shock mount. Like it's better than the other ones. One of the main drawbacks to these microphones before is this thing would always come unscrewed and you would hear that rattle, and that would drive me nuts. But this one seems to fit more snug and it doesn't seem like it's gonna be coming loose. Let's talk about the design of this thing real quick. It's pretty simple. You got a 3.5 jack for your microphone cord. Or, on the other side, you have a USB Type-C, which, fun fact, you can plug this into your computer and record with Rode software. It's like a podcast software. And from what I've seen online, it sounds pretty good. You can also plug it directly into your cell phone if you have a USB Type-C, and you open the camera app and you start recording. Guess what? You can now use this with your smartphone. So yeah, it's really straightforward. You got the hot shoe mount. There's not a lot to it. The shock mount. The only thing that it doesn't come with is a dead cat, and I feel like that's something you really need to pick up. And I ordered one, but it was the wrong size, so I'm gonna have to, suffer through this video with any wind outside that I might come across, because these are good for a little bit of wind, but most of the time that wind's gonna cut right through it and you're gonna hear every little bit of it. So what I'm gonna do is I've got my PowerShot V1. I also have the Canon R8, but I feel like I use this one the most for doing like vlog style stuff. And when I have my Rode VideoMic Pro Plus on this, I love it. It's fantastic. I have the audio settings set to auto on this and it does a great job. Doesn't do a great job with lavalier mics or wireless mics, but it does a fantastic job with the shotgun mic. So I'm hoping that when I put this on this, auto settings is going to be great, because what I want to do is plug and play. I don't want to sit here for 17 hours and have to mess with settings and get my levels right, and then I just want to plug and play and go. All right, we're not a technical channel. I'm just here to show you if it's good, if it's trash, and if you should waste your hard-earned money on this. Because, most of the time, you buy stuff, you use it once, and then you never use it again. And that's unfortunate. All right, so I had this hooked on here earlier, and the cord for the microphone is a little bit long, But what I did was I wrapped it around the bottom. That's not what I did. I wrapped it around the front and then around the lens. And so there, it's literally looks like it's part of the camera. It doesn't pull on the cord. It just seems to fit in a nice, compact configuration. And that's what I'm all about. Compact. You don't gotta charge it. It's fantastic. I mean, maybe it's fantastic. I haven't really put it on to test. God damn it. It's been a while since I've recorded a YouTube video. I got all that intra hoopla out of the way. Now, the only thing we have to do is go and test the thing. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna switch cameras now, so the next thing you'll see is me on a different camera. All right. Okay, so I wanted to set a quick baseline. This audio right now is from the camera itself, the Canon PowerShot V1, one of my favorite little tiny point and shoot cameras. It's very simple. I basically shoot it on aperture priority because I just want to make sure that it's 2.8 so I get a little bit of blurry background and it doesn't look like trash. I wish the stabilization was better, but that's in another video that I've already covered. So, like I said, this is the base. What do they call it? And this is the control, right? In experimentation, this is the control audio. This is straight off the camera, auto settings, and yeah, it doesn't sound terrible, but it could always sound better. And when you add microphones, generally it sounds better. So now we're gonna plug it in, and we're gonna hear what it sounds like. All right, so now here is the audio from the VideoMic Go 2, the Helix Edition. How does it sound? I think the chances of it sounding pretty good are pretty good. I do see it dipping a little bit into the red, but it's hovering right around the audio blowing out of it. And right now I'm just walking through my house. Not a lot of extra noise going on, so it should be fairly clear and not a lot of, oh boy. One of the drawbacks for the PowerShot is it does not grab exposure really quickly, so unless you're using manual settings, you kind of got to find the light, let it expose, and then, you know, whatever. All right, let's go downstairs. All right, so now we're down in the kitchen. I guess one of the main drawbacks with these kind of microphones is you kind of got to be within like 3 to 5 feet of it for it to sound good. If you have like a wireless mic, you can really go anywhere. I can be all the way over here and you can still hear me pretty good. I don't know if it's gonna sound okay from that far away, but you know, that's why we test these things. All right, let's go outside and see if it's windy. Hopefully it's a little bit warm too, because it's been cold. It's still not that warm outside. Holy bright. And there we go. See how long that takes? It's kind of annoying. So now we're outside. Yeah, a little bit of wind. You're probably gonna hear it because, like I said, you need the dead cat, because if you don't, you're gonna get the extra wind noise that you don't want to hear. So yeah, this is outside. I can't really see. There's kids next door, and they're screaming, having a great time, because you know what? That's what they do, and I'm not gonna fault them for that. But at the same time, I hope it don't mess up my video. So yeah, how's this sound outside? How's the wind sound? The wind really bothers me. Got to get the dead cat for sure. Yeah. Let's do something else. Let me get the other microphone so we can compare the VideoMic Pro Plus versus the VideoMic Go 2. Now, disclaimer, this microphone is not new. It's been around for a while, but I just kind of wrote it off as a whatever burger. So it's really Peter McKinnon's fault that I'm making this video right now, because I saw this 2 days ago and now here we are. Thanks, Pete. I don't remember how much this one was, but it was probably like in the $200 to $300 range. This one is $92 right now on Amazon, so go grab it if you like how it sounds. I'm not sponsored. This is paid for by me, so. Oh God. All right, so the audio you're hearing now is off the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. Again, this is also a very old microphone, but it still works. I still enjoy it. It's got really good lows and pretty good highs, so not a lot to complain about. This one doesn't look like it's peaking as far as the other one was, but full disclosure, I do have it set to like -10 dBs. You can set a bunch of different stuff on the back of this, like the high pass and low pass filter, but I just leave those off and I just have it set to -10 dB. And then, like I said, this is auto settings. Like, I'm not tweaking anything inside the camera. This is how it sounds. If you just plug and play, hit auto audio, auto levels. All right, so now we're outside. How does this one sound? I bet it sounds good because I love the way it sounds anyway. But for for a microphone that's literally a third of the price, I don't even know. I haven't even checked if they still sell the VideoMic Pro Plus. I'm sure they do, but if they don't, it was like 300 bucks back when I got it initially. So there's too much wind out here. It's gonna sound like crap. I'm gonna have to redo this eventually with the dead cat just for a fair shake, because the dead cats really do block a lot of wind. But still, you can have an idea of how this sounds compared to the other one. Like, I don't know how they sound compared to each other. This is me just doing this right now, so I'm not gonna know until I go to edit this. And I think what I'm gonna do is, just for shits and giggles, we're gonna go camera audio, the camera itself. I'm gonna take the mics off and we're gonna go bare bones camera audio, just so you know what you expect when you put an external microphone on your camera. Okay, so this is the camera with just the audio. I do have a dead cat that comes with this camera, but it's upstairs and I'm lazy, so I'm not gonna go get it, so you're gonna hear the wind. Back up, cat. All right, so now we're outside. This is just audio from the camera. Again, you're gonna hear a lot of wind, but you know, sometimes you just can't win. I should have got the dead cat for this. It does work pretty well. And, you know, for someone who doesn't like to carry a lot of things when we go out and shoot, just having a camera is fantastic. Small camera. It's really windy. I can see the levels. A lot of wind. Anyway, go back inside. Come on, dogs. All right. Now we're back to the VideoMic Go 2. I think that's what it's called. And thanks for stopping by. Leave me a comment below how it sounds. Don't come at me about my exposure, because I know I should have filmed this on the big camera, but the most practical use I'm going to be using this is with this camera. I might do a quick test on the other camera. Okay. You convinced me. I'm going to do it, but it's going to be, no, I'll do it. I'll do it. Okay. I'm going to do it. Hold please. All right, so welcome to the Canon EOS R8. I have it set to auto. I don't remember if setting it to auto is good or if I should not do that. It looks similar to how it was peaking on the power shot. I don't know if I actually have to like set manual settings. That would be annoying. And the thing I don't like about recording on this camera is you can hear the sound of the autofocus motor, because again, like I said, plug and play. I don't like to do manual. A lot of people do. They get like their length and they're like, this is the focus range, and they just go with that. But I don't like that. So this is what it sounds like on this camera. Hopefully we're not peaking too bad, but I can imagine we might be. But whatever, dude. I would hate to have to scrap this whole clip just because it peaked. Also, I didn't realize how heavy this camera is. I've been using the other ones so much that this just seems crazy. So yeah, how does this sound? Let's go outside for one last test of being outside. A little too bright out here, gotta turn on that. Like, I get it. Oh, it's so windy. It's so windy. Yeah, I get the appeal of mirrorless cameras, but also there's so much work. So much work. I mean, you can't match it. Like, you can't The quality on these, if you have the time to tinker, correct your exposure like all the time, like what I'm doing, you just can't match the video quality. So how does the audio sound is the more important thing in this video. How does the audio sound? My arm is tired actually from holding this, and I go to the gym 5 days a week for an hour a day, and this is still pretty rough. Anyway, all right, let's go back and wrap this bad Larry up, dude. Let's wrap it up. Another full disclosure moment. I just listened to some of the footage, and when I was walking with this camera earlier, there was a lot of noise coming from it, but it was coming from me holding the tripod. Any movement that I made, it would just, you would hear it. It would sound like the shock mount's not doing its job. It was just me carrying this thing with the tripod and kind of like, not so much like tapping on the tripod, but it like picks up like those micro movements you do, just like without noticing it. So there's no tripod right now, so this is how it sounds if you were just holding the camera. That's my dog. It's not, he's making a lot of noise. That's so hopefully you don't hear any shaking now, because it should be fine. So also, like I said before, I'm not here to get in the weeds with you about audio levels and compressors and all that stuff. Like, no, this is just for the casual like me, who is a camera enthusiast. I used to, you know, I went to school for this for a little bit. I wanted to, you know, be a big time director, but that kind of fell through when, you know what, life happens. So anyway, yeah, let's go back to the other camera and then wrap this up. I keep looking over here at the screen. I'm trying to get better at it, making eye contact with you, but you know, what are you gonna do? All right, so I was doing some listening and I decided to manually enter my audio levels just for a fair shake, because I'm gonna hear it in the comments if I don't. I have it set to where I think it should be. Weston, please. Also, my recording environment isn't exactly conducive. Weston isn't exactly conducive to recording audio, but I think auto settings might not be an option for this microphone. I think it needs to be a little more dialed in from what I'm hearing. So this is how it sounds when it's dialed in to where I think it should be. Again, I'm not putting any compressors or equalizing. I'm not doing anything, no levels. It's just straight up raw audio. Okay, so back to the video. All right, so what are your thoughts on the Rode VideoMic Go 2 sub $100 microphone? I listened to a little bit of the footage, full disclosure, and I think that I might want to tweak the audio a little bit while it's on the camera. Maybe just back it down a little bit, because it did sound like it was peaking. I don't know if that's just a preview thing on the camera. I haven't put it in the Final Cut yet to see exactly how it sounds, but worst case scenario, you can go into the app if you plug it into your phone, and then you can back it down there. I don't know if that changes it on the microphone itself or just while you're using it on your phone. You know, these are things we have to test, and I don't have time to do that because we just pull it out of the box, test it out, and see what it sounds like. So if that piques your interest and you want to see more on this microphone, let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, I try to answer every question because there's not that many of them, but when they do, even if it's a year later, I will answer your questions. So that's pretty much it. And until next time, stay safe, keep shooting, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.